Hello there, it's the J-Man again. Day 4 of my 12 Days of Christmas. Today I watched little difference there. I didn't know, is it a TV movie or a feature-length episode from the sitcom? This British story, Catherine Tate's Nan's Christmas Carol, which, it's a nice retelling of A Christmas Carol, really. I don't know, do they have Catherine Tate in America? She's like an English comedian. She she's got a sitcom, a sketch show, and she's got a character who's like a swearing Nan. Before Mrs. Brown's Boys, before any of that, and they did her own Christmas Carol. Yeah, so it's like a feature-length episode of the series more than like a movie per se. It's not even a full-length movie, actually. It's just longer than a standard episode. So it stars Catherine Tate. I don't know what she was in Doctor Who. I'm trying to think of the most famous thing she would have acted in. I'm not sure. I mean, Doctor Who's pretty big. Everyone's seen Doctor Who, yeah. Oh yeah. So it starts out. She's in it's her flat. Her grandson Jamie comes over to see if she's all right, and the lights are out, the heating's off, it's freezing. He's like, well, "You're right," She's like, "I'm fine. I'm just on an economy drive," and she comes out in full-on Scrooge gear. She's got the hat. She's got like it's like white flannelette robe on, and she's got a little candle as well, which is like straight away. It's like nice, and then the next funny thing is she gets a knock on the door, and the band's Madness are at the door, and there's carol singing, and it's like she just closes the door on them, and it's like, what kind of world do we live in? You got tone deaf, hairy layabouts at my door. It's madness. It's so simple, that joke. I'm so glad they did it. And then Jamie tells her, "You got Uncle Bob coming and his family, Uncle Bob Cratchit, and little dog Tiny Tim." Yeah. And she's like, the northern uncle, the northern one, which is like, I know it's something old people say, isn't it? Though, like, oh, not the northern one, like northern is even like a, it's like, is that even like a stereotype? It's not even old people, man. Then another knock on the door. She's very popular today. The old lady comes to give her the money for the lottery, and he's like, "That's real nice of you, Nan, doing a lottery syndicate." And she's like, "Oh yes, I'm a very, very nice person. I do a lot of work for the old people." And and I think she's embezzling the money. I'm not sure. And then there's another knock on the door, and it's the Cratchits, and she just slams the door in their face as well. And he's like, "What are you doing? They came here to stay." And she's like, "What? No, I didn't." So she sends them off, and they're just there on the street, with nowhere to stay. And he's like, "That is the cruelest thing you've ever done. Of all the mean things you've done over the years, this is the worst. Kicking out the Cratchits on Christmas Eve. And she don't care. She makes a few more homophobic jokes about her grandson, and then goes to bed. And then we got the ghost of her late husband Jake. And he tells her, I love this picture, "You're going to be visited by 3 ghosts. So 2 more. No, 3 more. So 4 ghosts. No, I'm more of an apparition, really." Which is like such a great the movement between the characters, and I love that. Again, no one's really pointed that one out. There was actually 4 ghosts in it. So So, you know, he goes away and he's like, you know, I've had enough of this. You know, you're horrible in life. You know, I don't have to deal with you now. So she's greeted by the first ghost. Actually, let me just get the name of the. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cast up. Actually, because there's a few famous faces in this. Ben Miller, you know, comedian, plays the ghost of Christmas Past. You know, and he's like in full Victorian gear, and you hear him knock on the door, and you know, he's like, who is it? It's the ghost of Christmas Past. Got any ID? No. Well, I'm not going to let you in without any ID. My ID, you know, expired in, like, you know, the 1800s, 1900s. You know. So. Oh, finding a cast here. Where is it? Yeah. So, like, she's like, if you're really a ghost, then come through the door, then. And he's like, alright, I'll come through the door. And then he just jumps through, breaks the door down. You know, it's really funny. Yeah, so he takes her on a little trip, you know, and takes her back to, I'm guessing it's like the 30s maybe, or 40s. And, like, you know, Nan's a little girl. She's a real nice little girl. She's like, Mum, is Santa real? Yes, dear, Santa's real. You know, puts a mince pie out. You know, and she wakes up in the morning. You know, he's eating the mince pie. She's like, Santa's coming. So she looks in the in her stocking, and there's just a tangerine. That was what you got back in the day, a tangerine. Well, you didn't get like video games or not in back in the day. You got a tangerine. And she's like, what? A measly poxy sinking tangerine? What a fucking liberty! Christmas? What a load of old shit! And I think that's the day that made her hate Christmas. Because Santa left her a tangerine. You know, after he'd eaten her mince pies, that old git. Then it like fast forwards to the 50s, and I think she's like newly she's young and she's dating Jake, which is really nice scene because I love the fact that if they've got a movie out of this, it's really nice you see Catherine without, you know, the prosthetic old person's face. You know, see her without it, so you actually see her face. You know, seeing as she's the creator of all this. Ooh, lost my phone. Yeah. So I really like that they did that. And you know, they're just arguing. They hate each other, really. I don't even know why they got married, because they're arguing like hell. Then it fast forwards again to when they've been married a few years, and they're arguing. Like, it looks nice at first. You know, it's like, oh, I bought you some milk tray. Oh, that's so nice of you. Did you get? Was it the pickled walnuts? And he's like, oh, I forgot them. She's like, you're so selfish. You know, one job and you can't even do that. You know, and then they have a big row, you know. So it's all the whole thing, like, you know, she was always mean, even to her husband, who tried to do a nice thing for her. And then, you know, he takes her back, you know, and he's like, you're going to be visited by the ghost of Christmas Present, you know, and yeah, and the Ghost of Christmas Present is played by none other than Doctor Who David Tennant. I love that he's got his Scottish accent, because everything he does, he usually plays a British character, so it's nice to see him use his Scottish accent. And he's a very camp, very metrosexual. I think he says he's got a little hint of the rock star in there, you know, his style. You know, I like. He's very fun. I love he comes out, the Ghostbusters theme is playing, you know, and he starts dancing, you know. You know, and she's like, what was this, you know? The last guy, he stank to high heaven. He looked like he was from Victorian times. And what we got here, you know? You know, him in his skinny jeans. You know, and he's there, you know, he's in the kitchen making a risotto. Anyway, he takes her to the old ladies at Lottery. And yeah, he takes her to the old ladies, and they're doing the lottery, and you know, it's like they don't win the lottery this time round, and she's like, oh, they're very low odds of winning the lottery, and he's like, yeah, especially with you running the syndicate, you know, because she's like, you know, basically embezzling all the money, hasn't she? And then she's like, we done it, you know, and he's like, I've got one more thing for you to see, and he takes and see, and they're the Cratchit family are sat outside the coat station waiting for a bus that's not going to come, because they're not working on Christmas Day, so they're going to be there till at least Boxing Day. So that's going to be like at least 2 nights. And their Christmas dinner is turkey flavoured crisps. That's like how bad it is for them. And they feed some crisps to the dog, and Tiny Tim the dog dies. That's right, he dies. And it's like all her fault, because if she'd have just let them stay at her house, like apparently she said, so like they could, and then gone back on it, they would have been like, the dog wouldn't have died, probably, because I bet you she has crisps in her house. And then he's like, what? And then the ghost is like, I'm taking you back. I'm done with you. You're right, old cow. So he goes away, and then he's like, just so you know, the third ghost is a right nutter. He's the worst, and she's bricking it. She's like, you what? He's like, yeah, this guy is. He's not a nice chap. You go, and then there's she goes home, and the TV comes on. There's fire in the background. There's a hooded figure. And it's like, I can't remember, he's got a riddle, and it's like, I'm the scourge, I'm the worst. And it's like, is it Dale Winton? No, try again. I'm old and decrepit. The world won't see the back of me, but I will never end. Oh, that's Bruce Forsyth, that is. Before he died, but such a good one. And then he's like, no, one more guess. And he's like, I am the scourge of mankind. Nobody wants me around, but I'm still here. Oh, not Jedward. I don't want to dish Jedward, but they're the scourge. Fair play to Jedward. I think one of them broke his leg on stage and they carried on playing. That's a fair play, mate. And and he takes off the hood, and it's only bloody Trigger from Only Fools and Horses, the ghost. And he's like, did you like the movie? Nah, it was rubbish, Oh, I thought I'd just try out the movie, She's like, well, I'm not expecting you to get a college grant for that. No, they've not got back to me yet. She's like, that's all I need, Last 2 guys, and now I've got what's the bloody word? Experimental film producer with self-doubt issues. And he's like, what? I'm gonna show you something that is gonna terrify you, horrify you, and make you rethink, And she's like, nah, there's something on the telly, I don't fancy that. And he's like, too bad, he takes her anyway. And you see the old ladies there, and it's a Christmas 1 year later, and they've won the lottery. And this is the only issue I have with it. It's like, oh no, what am I going to do? She's not bought the lottery ticket, she's kept the money for herself. I would have just said, well, I know they're going to win the lottery next year, just buy that ticket, and then the woman won the lottery, and then their scene goes to the shop, Mr. Patel's newsagent or something, and like they're all there celebrating, expecting their money, and she hands them all £1, and like £1, yeah, there was 15 million winners this time, so we've all won £1 each. What are you going to buy with it? I fancy a Twix. And that's like that. I say that as well. I've stolen that line. I say it all the time. If I'm in the shop and it's like, what do you want? Fancy a Twix, or I'll say Cornetto, because of Simon Pegg. Twix or Cornetto. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like, she screwed the old woman out of the lottery money. Then it fast forwards to her grandson, Jamie. He's at the christening of his baby with his German girlfriend, who she doesn't like, purely for the fact that she's German. She's probably not even that bad. And he's like, they've only called the baby Ludwig. It's not, I wouldn't choose it myself. Is it that bad? I mean, they chose a German name, but the mom's German. She probably thinks it's a lovely name. She really don't like that German girl. Maybe she probably remembers the war. I don't know. Yeah. So then they're like, you know, it's a shame the nan couldn't come down to the christening, and she's like, nah, I don't even associate with her anymore. She brought this on herself. You know, she's so horrible to people. We just leave her there now. And it shows her, she's in the old people's home, you know, and it's like, has anyone come to see me? And they're like, no one ever comes to see you, you know, and she's there and she's lonely. And then it shows her burying her only Jamie, his wife now, and little Ludwig are there at the wedding, and they're not even listening to the ceremony, they're just listening to some German house music. And she's like, no one's got anything nice to say about me. You know, only 3 people turned up at my funeral, and they're busy listening to German house music. Yeah, the worst thing about that whole thing is the fact they're listening to German house music. Actually, the worst thing about that is listening to house music. Screw the fact it's German, it's house music. What the hell's house music? You know, and that's, I think that's the bit that scares her most, that like no one's going to be there when she dies. You know, so he takes her back, and she's like, she's learned from her mistake. She's like, I feel terrible. And then I love it, it's like proper like, out of the old school. Like she like goes up to the balcony, like she points down to you boy, and it's Jamie just walking away. You alright, Nan? Yeah. Fetch me the finest goose. No, is the poultry open? The what? The butcher that specialises in poultry. No, they're closed now, and it's Christmas Day. You know, is a normal butcher's open? No, it's Christmas Day. Is Mr. Patel's open? Yeah, I think he'll be open. Fetch me the finest goose then. No, I don't think they've got a goose. Turkey? No, they won't have a turkey, Nan. Is there a chicken in the fridge? You get a chicken. So she gets a chicken. You know, she puts on the spread, they have a party, and she says to him, bring the Cratchits round, you know, we'll give him a good Christmas. And I love the fact she's like, oh, you've done a blinding job with that turkey, and it's only James Martin, you know, the TV chef. I want him to cook my Christmas turkey. I mean, you know, that'd be really funny. You know, I love that they did that. You know, the Cratchits come over and they have a good time. And the old ladies come over, you know, and she's like, oh, we've had a whip round. I think there's some cats fighting outside or something. Some horrible noises just now. Yeah, so she's like, oh yeah, we've had a whip round, and she gives back the money that she's stolen from the lottery. You know, which was, you know, so it's like she's not really stolen it from them. She's like, oh, we can buy a new trampoline. These old ladies are going to be on a trampoline. What is this? They're going to break a hip. You know, and she's like, oh, try those mince pies. They're bionic. They're organic, Nan. You know, and then Madness come back, you know, and they're like, do you know any good songs? And like, oh, good King Wenceslas. No, we don't want any Christmas carols or anything upbeat. We might know one, you know, we might know some good songs. And they play Baggy Trousers, and she sings with them, which is like, I love the big cheesy Hollywood ending. I like a good cheesy Hollywood musical number at the end of a film. I love that. A nice bit of ska, or as James likes to call it, a bit of ska. You know? Yeah. And then there's a credits roll, and there's a post-credit scene. And anyone who's watched the show knows she'll be saying really nice things about someone. She's so two-faced. She'll be like, oh, you're lovely, darling. You know, saying not hi to your mum. Goodbye. Until... and if you hear... you know something's pissed her off. You know, and then she's just saying, and like then a little boy comes down. He's like, "Oh, you're all right, Nan? Yeah, darling. What are you doing? Oh, I just came over to say good night. Oh, thank you very much. Give me a kiss." You know, sends him off to bed, and then she's like, and then you know, she just like gets the packet of crisps out. Tiny Tim, you know, brings her, gives him crisps, and like she knows that the crisps are going to kill the dog. So I love that she's not changed. After all that, she's not. She did a nice thing, but she's still the same old evil hag underneath it all, isn't she? I love that. I love that. Yeah. She didn't learn a lesson, because I think this was like the first episode that started her own series. It was really sketches. Then she got her own show for it, which is really cool. because Nan was the best character out of the whole Catherine Tate. I mean, Lauren, you know, like anyone who's watched it, or you probably know it. You know, there was the teenage girl who every time she got in trouble at school, she'd be like, "I'm a bother though," and like, "But you are in trouble, but I'm a bother though." And that was funny for the first episode that got old. No, you can do a sitcom with her. You can't give her her own show. I think Nan was the only character who really could get like a movie out of it, you know, and there's like a lesson to be learned from it, and then it's subsequently not learned. I love that. You know, so I don't like that. Normally for this part where I give you a bit of trivia, but as this is a TV movie that's not very famous, there is no trivia, I'm afraid. The only one I can give you is that this is the only other thing that gets Catherine Tate and David Tennant back together after they did Doctor Who together. You know, that because they're both Doctor Who. She plays Donna Noble, and obviously David Tennant plays Doctor Who himself. That's the only bit of trivia. A lot of celebrity cameos in it. You've got Madness. You've got oh, where's my cast gone again? Ugh. Yeah, you got Ben Miller. You got who played the Ghost of Christmas Past. Roger Lloyd Trigger played the Ghost of Christmas Future. David Tennant, Madness. James Martin. Don't know if there's any more celebrity cameos in that. Yeah, I think that was the there were all the celebrity cameos in it. So yeah, that's all the real trivia I can give you for that one. You know, there's not a lot for it really. Yeah, so that was a nice little you know. I mean, it's not even a movie per se, but you know, I really wanted to. I like to put something British in the list, you know, because they're all these American films. I thought I'd have something British in there, you know, to balance it out. So yeah, so I like that. Yeah, short one today, but it was only aired for an hour, so it's like, you know, it's less than that. So I thought I'd do a shorter video for today anyway, because like, you know, last night I was real tired, you know, so I was like, I'm gonna get some sleep tonight. So yeah, this is a shorter video. Tomorrow, looking forward to this. Tomorrow I shall be doing drumroll as I load up the Memos app. Just confirm. We're doing Gremlins for day 5. Gremlins, another Chris Columbus movie after Home Alone. That was it. And now we'll be halfway to Christmas. Ooh, I'm excited. I'll be very excited, yeah. So tomorrow we'll reach the halfway point. I'm excited for that. Short video today, but you know, some people like shorter videos, you know, just because, you know, we don't want to listen to me talking for too long, you know, because I can talk a lot. Yeah, that's all from me. Until tomorrow, Merry Christmas. J-Man out.